everyone, this is BET Talks. I'm Paris Rose and I'm joined by the hip-hop author, Reason.
Hey.
Thank you for joining me today. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Like you said, the sun is out.
Yes.
It feels like summer is officially here. I feel like we got black people to thank for that because Juneteenth started it. So yeah, I feel good.
Are you going to be partaking in all the BET festivities?
I am. I'm outside. Weekends like this can feel like a lot sometimes, but I don't know. This year it just feels different. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to being outside a little bit more.
Okay. Why does it feel different?
I think it's just like with the weather and like heating up, it feels like the music industry is kind of kicking up. It's a lot of things going on. Like I might still be on the high from the Juneteenth festival, but it just I have this like jolt of energy to want to be outside and moving around and whatnot.
I'm waiting for the summer anthem. Like what's gonna be? What is it going to be?
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping it's mine. I just dropped like a summer feel-good pool party type record today. Literally.
Yes, is that You Better?
That's You Better.
All right, let's get into that because I was watching your posts and your promos.
Yes.
You had some saved women twerking and people were not catching your satire, your comedy. People were getting upset.
It was some people upset. Honestly, I got majority like positive. I feel like the majority of the world has like a dark sense of humor like me. My sense of humor is a little darker than others, but I mean it's all fun to me. But yeah, I had fun making the video. It's funny because I was so serious in it. A lot of people until about 30 seconds in thought that I was being serious.
Like,
yeah, like where is this going? And then they kind of picked up. But yeah, it was fun though.
What was the inspo behind the song and the video?
So the song was just literally, I made the song last year. It was coming into summer literally around this time, and I love the summer because we get day parties. That's like my favorite thing. Like I can't nighttime drink no more. It's too aggressive. You know what I mean? But
it's aggressive?
It's aggressive. But daytime drinking and like a vibe and being able to be sober and maybe sleep by 9 o'clock is like my vibe. So when I made it, I was in the studio with some of the homegirls and they literally helped me write it. Like talk about like they were like I was like, what do y'all talk about on a day-to-day basis,
right.
Like when y'all getting dressed, getting ready, going to a party. So they literally helped me write some of it. So the inspo came from like LA summers, pool party, you know what I mean? And then we circle around to a year later, we shot the video, and then that's when we started thinking about all of the inspo as far as like the promotion and stuff like that.
You went for it. Like I was like, this is a bold choice.
It's funny because I'm thankful for my friends because the video y'all saw was not the first video. It was way worse than that. Like it was way worse.
You're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, so I'm thankful for my friends for being honest with me. They were like, you gotta take that out. It was like this is just uncomfortable at this point. So yeah, but like I said, I have a very, very dark sense. Corey Holcomb, if you're familiar with him, was like my favorite comedian. So I have a very dark sense of humor. So yeah.
I saw even with your viral freestyle.
Yeah.
That you had BBLs on your vision board.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like what does it take? Cause it's like we're in a weird space now with music. It's funny, I was just talking to Simba about this literally yesterday. And we're in a new space in music where nobody knows how to navigate this space. Like nobody really has the answers. We're in this weird space where music and content has kind of become one, and one cannot exist without the other, you know what I mean? And so for a lot of artists, including myself, it was really me making fun of us being in our own head. Like, you know, we're really trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? The women haven't figured out, shout out to the women, but the men are really trying to figure it out, and we're just like, okay, what do I have to do? Do I gotta fight somebody? Do I gotta get a BBL? Do I gotta, you know what I mean? Like, so we just ended up making fun of like the thought process of trying to come up with ideas for the album rollout. So, yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
There's so much conversation surrounding like hip hop and where it is now. People are saying it's oversaturated. How do you feel about it as an artist?
I do feel like it's oversaturated. However, I think there's pros and cons with everything. You know what I mean? I do think that oversaturation could be one of the cons, but I also think that it just shows how big we are now. Like hip hop has become, first it became the pop genre, like I want to say about 7 years ago, where it was literally, now it is pop. Like pop music does not do the numbers that hip hop does anymore. So hip hop is now pop, and now it's become the pop, like as far as all entertainment. Like hip hop is, from my understanding, the most popular, you know, form of entertainment when you're looking at it versus boxing matches, movies, everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anything else generates more profit than hip hop. You know what I mean? So that's the pro of it, is how big we've become and how much influence that we have. It leaves room for a lot of a lot of power. Like we can change a lot of things if we really wanted to do that, because we have so much influence in the culture and the way things operate, you know what I mean? So I think that those would, to me, is the next step. That's the next step, is to start using some of that power and influence to change the things that we want to change.
What would be the first thing that you would want to change?
It's a loaded question, but
I know.
yeah.
On the spot too.
Yeah. For me, it's like, I say loaded because to me it's like money to me is not the most important thing anymore. Attention is. Like, attention is the new money. And since we are the most popular culture, we have the most attention, we can force hands when there's any social issue that we don't like. We can force hands now, because if you're not rocking with us, you're kind of like on the outside now. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's just what it is. You know what I mean? So it's like the same way people cancel us for things. Like when social things happen, we need to start canceling these people when social things happen, you know what I mean? Like, and so when there is I don't remember exactly which company it was, so this is hypothetical, but when there is it was either Gucci or something like that that puts out some racist shit, or like puts out, you know what I mean? Something like we can, if we used our power the right way, like cancel them. It would just be done, and they would take a huge hit, you know what I mean? And that's not a shot at Gucci, because I don't know if y'all were the ones that did that, but
it was Gucci.
Yeah, okay, so it was Gucci. Well then, yeah, we should have canceled Gucci. Just being honest, we should have canceled them. You know what I mean? So that would be the first change I would make, is to start actually using the power to, you know, like move around and be bosses. Like, we work this hard to make it the most popular culture. Use it to do the things that we need to do.
We are bosses. We just gotta know it. So.
That's the thing, you know what I mean? But we're still getting there, you know what I mean? We use our boss, you know, power for other things that are forms of entertainment, which I'm not, you know, shitting on, but we can use it for other things too.
I agree.
Yeah.
So hip hop is celebrating 50 years, and I don't know how to feel about it. Sometimes I'm like, oh wow, that's crazy, 50 years. And then other times I'm like, only 50 years? I mean, hip hop's been around my whole life. So it seems like, oh, so it hasn't always just been here? Like, how do you feel about it?
I'm about to say, you're not 60, so
no, right? So I'm like,
yeah.
wow, 50 years. I'm like, wait, it's only 50 years.
It's only 50 years, yeah.
That's older than my mom. That's
exactly, yeah. But it's amazing to see, to be honest with you, and it's amazing to see the development of it, for it to start with, you know, the graffiti and breakdancing and DJs, and then develop to, you know what I mean, where we're at now. It's amazing. And similar to you, like, hip hop's been around my whole life. That was my influences. My influencers were rappers and athletes, you know what I mean? And so it's literally been around my entire life. And it's even dope to me to see my favorite rappers become, like, step into like OG categories, you know what I mean? Like, it's big ups to, like, I always tell people, like, I think Hov is like one of the most important human beings on the planet, not just rappers, you know what I mean? Because I love how he stepped into his OG role, and how he's so involved with, you know, shaping the new, like, top of the food chain rappers. Like, Hov, he has this connection. You hear stories all the time. I just saw an interview with Timbaland where he was saying, like, Hov and Drake, like, helped him, you know, with, you know, his personal life and drugs and all that. Like, that's just dope to me, and that all comes from how far hip hop has gotten, you know.
Exactly, he became a billionaire.
Became a billionaire out of the Marcy Projects. Like, that is, you tell me that miracles don't exist, like, you can't tell me that's not a miracle.
So I have a question for you. It always leads to debate, and I don't know why, because it's a personal question. But who would you consider your top 5 favorite rappers? Not the greatest of all time, but just your personal top 5.
My personal top 5 is Hov, Wayne, Lupe, Kanye, sometimes when he's not getting on my nerves. Either Drake or Cole, I kind of like, you know, like divvy out of it. To me, I think the greatest rappers, like, without my opinion in it, I think it's gotta be Hov, Wayne, and Ye. For, like, I don't think that there is a argument there for me personally.
So you don't go to the old school rappers, you don't put, like, the Tupac and Biggie's in there?
No, I love Tupac, I love Biggie, but they passed too quick, unfortunately. They didn't give us enough, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I love their music. Of course, I'm a West Coast dude. I love Pac, but I think it's those 3, like, without doubt.
Yeah. I like your list. I like it.
Yeah.
So, do you ever have, like, a song lyric, maybe one of your songs, or any song, rap songs, hip hop songs, that just gets stuck in your head, like a certain lyric? For me, it's Fabulous. I don't even know why.
I love Fab.
But it's the you know what I'ma tell her, the same thing that the big rapper told the teller. Just I don't know why. That's just in my head.
Like,
I'm in line, I'm driving,
Yeah.
not listening to that song to my head. So you have one of those?
I do. Mine is probably, this goes to my head at least once a week, but it's called Too Deep for the Intro. It's partially functional, half of me is comfortable, the other half is close to the cliff, like Mrs. Huxtable. I love that opening line. I don't know why, it's just something, I used to grow up watching the Cosby Show and whatnot, and it's just a crazy like opener to me sometimes.
See, I'm gonna let you stick to being the hip hop artist, because you just sounded so much better saying your line than I did.
Yeah.
So you've had a great career. I know you're still hoping to continue to grow.
Of course. Yeah.
But so far, what are you most proud of?
To be honest with you, just like still being myself. And I know that's probably like a cliche answer, but like when you're really in this hip hop world and you see all the things that go on, like to remain yourself to me is like the highest form of a compliment or the highest form of achievement that you can possibly achieve. It's crazy to see what some artists have to deal with on a mental level, spiritual level, you know what I mean? Mental health, like it's really, really tough. You look at, and I think about like me, I started music a little later. I started doing music when I was like 25. So I was blessed to just move very quickly. I got signed in like 2 years. I wasn't one of these people that was doing music since he was 13, you know what I mean? Or 10 or whatever. So when I then go back and look at childhood stars, I'm like, I don't know how they made it. Right. You know what I mean? To be a kid and to be involved in some of the things you have to be involved in, it's just crazy. So I've done a lot of great things in my career, but that's probably the thing I'm most proud of. I still got my same friends, same group, you know what I mean, and people around me. Like, I'm proud of that more than anything else.
That is definitely something to be proud of.
Yeah.
It's a hard industry.
It's very, very hard.
It's so hard and very easy to lose yourself. So.
1000%, yeah.
You know, there's so many people who have this goal, this dream to do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice to them just to even get their foot like in the door?
In the door, honestly, my advice to them, and I know it's gonna suck, but my advice would be to not focus on getting your foot in the door. Like, to me, this industry, you take so many losses trying to get where you want to go that if you're not doing it for the love of it, you're gonna quit. And so my advice would be to like find the love, like find what you love doing and find your wins and W's in that. I used to find a W or a win in just making a great song that I like to listen to. That way you can kind of balance out the L's, because you're gonna run into so many people that you think are gonna change your life and then they're not. And you're gonna get so many calls or people telling you, oh, we can do this for you, and then they're not. And you're gonna get so many times where you think you're gonna get, and then it's not gonna happen. So you need positives and pros to weigh, you know what I mean, to balance those out. And I think you get that from the love of it. Do you actually love it? If you're doing it just to hit a lick, which is fine, you know, some people do that. 9 times out of 10 though, you're gonna get down on yourself because the numbers aren't gonna come right away. The money's not gonna come right away. So I would say like just find the love first and focus on that and stay consistent.
And then that's another question for you, because something that's different for hip hop 50 years ago, even like 10 years ago, is how you connect with your fans. Because now people can DM you, they're commenting, it's like they're right
It used
there.
to be cool to not be accessible. Now it's like it's at a detriment. You almost have to be accessible in some way, form, or fashion.
Yes. Is it scary for you? Because like if you don't want to take a picture with a fan and it goes on social media, it's viral now, reasons a nice guy, you know? Like, are you worried about that?
Sometimes I am. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was this one time I remember I was in Target and I looked crazy. Like, I mean, like I looked like just rolled out of bed. You should not be in public like this. And this was like towards the beginning of my career, and I had a fan walk up to me and she was just losing, like, oh, can I please? And I was like, I can't do it right now. Like, I felt so bad because I never turned down fans for anything. Because I view fans as like my bosses, like they're the ones that keep the lights on. So, but it is a little invasive at times, you know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, it's pros and cons with everything. That's one of the cons about it. And it is tough on artists, and that's why I always tell people, like, you know, the trolling and stuff is fun, but like remember that artists are people, because like an artist could be going through depression and they gotta go through a rollout. Like, imagine having to do 16 interviews while you're going through depression. You know what I mean? And then you say one wrong thing on the interview and now you got 1,600 people trolling you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know the psyche of a person and what they're going through. So it is a little scary sometimes. It's very, very invasive. Yeah.
That reminds me, like, there's so many ideas people have of what fame could be like, what the industry could be like. You have all these ideas, but now that you're actually in it and you're growing in it and you're seeing, like, what do you feel is like you didn't expect it was gonna be like this?
Yeah, I didn't expect that people would like thrive off of, like, I know it sounds like naive to say, but I didn't think that people would thrive off of taking something small or that you didn't even say and twisting it to like make you look bad. I didn't know that like people get off on that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think about that. And you know, you hear it all the time, but you don't really experience it until you don't really get it till you experience it. And that people actually like, they wake up every day and this is like what they're, and I also feel bad for those people because it's like, for that to be your existence has to be a tough thing, you know what I mean? Like, and there's people that literally thrive off of it. So I would say that's one thing that I was just like, wow, this is really like a thing. I can't believe it. Crazy.
A lie is always better than the truth.
Yeah, like always.
It's not actually, but that's how people feel about it.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. And it gets more attention, unfortunately. Like, it's like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
people like pretend they don't even know, they didn't hear it.
Exactly, yeah. It's happening right now with Jonathan Majors. I don't know if you're aware of his case, but you know, the situation happened. We don't have all the details, so I don't want to speak about it. But now they get in court and some truth is coming out. And that's not nearly as viral as it was when he first, you know what I mean, got arrested for this entire situation. So.
And even if it's clear, people won't even care
They won't even
so.
care. They won't even care. He's forever linked to it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
people like pretend they don't even know, they didn't hear it.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're gonna end on a positive note.
Yes.
Because I know all artists love to get their flowers. And so what would be something that you want people, you hope they think about you?
Yeah. My biggest thing when it's all said and done is I just want to be respected as like one of the greatest like lyricists that have done it. And we live in a different time now, you know, the social media stuff and the engagement, now that matters. And so at first I went through a process of fighting that, but now I'm like, if I want to be considered as one of the greatest lyricists, I have to compete in all avenues, you know what I mean? But that's what I want it to be about when it's all said and done. My flowers were never, I don't really care about the numbers or the money or the sales or anything like that, because those are things I can't control. I just want to be able to walk in the rooms and my favorite rappers tell me that like they think I'm nice. Like that was always like the biggest thing for me. I think that that's when it's all said and done what I want it to be about. Yeah.
So I'll wait for that Hove collab.
I'm hoping, man. By the time I get there, he might be completely done with rapping, but hopefully not. I think we always need a Hove verse. I like where he's at. He just come through, drop a crazy verse, and then just go away. Like, yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah.
All right. So I'll be on the lookout. Yeah. Where can people listen to your new music, watch your videos?
So they can follow me on all social medias at Reason TDE. My new single, You Better, is out right now. I got another single that just came out, At It Again. I have an album coming that I can't put the name out yet, but it is coming very, very soon. And yeah, on all platforms, all DSPs, just search Reason and everything will pop up. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Nah, thank you for having me. I
enjoy the BET Awards and everything going on.
I am. I'm trying not to get too intoxicated and look crazy, but yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, get home by 9.